On March 15th, 1869, a local attorney in Cincinnati wanted his baseball team to be the best, so he hired a former cricket player to put together the best baseball team that money could buy, the Cincinnati Red Stockings. Here's this story on how all this happened today on Daily Sports History. Welcome to Daily Sports History. I'm Ethan Reese, your guide to a rapid deep dive into sports history every day. Now, prior to 18th, baseball was mostly a amateur game, and it was the most popular game in America at the time, as popular games such as basketball and volleyball hadn't even been invented yet, and football was just starting to gain traction. But baseball was king. But in Cincinnati, there was a love for baseball that started to turn the sports world into a money-making machine. Local lawyers in the area were starting to gradually pay players to join their teams so they could have better chances of beating their friends and colleagues. And the Cincinnati Baseball Club, starting in 1866, started to pay players to join their team. And this team later became known as the Cincinnati Red Stockings, due to them wearing shorter pants called knickers and high red socks. But it really started to take force when attorney Aaron Champion, an interesting sporting name, hired former cricket player Harry Wright to organize, manage, and play for the Cincinnati Red Stockings. The attorney Aaron Champion wanted to have the first professional team where every player was getting a salary. And this all happened shortly after the National Association of Baseball Players started to allow for professionalism in the sport. In 1868, the cricket player Harry Wright was given $10,000, roughly about $250,000 today, to assemble the best team he could buy. He first hired his brother, George, as the team's highest paid player, getting about $1,400 for his salary, roughly about $36,000 today. He would play shortstop and be considered the best player, as during that year, he had a .630 batting average and hit 49 home runs. Then Harry hired himself, giving $1,200 as the second highest player, and would play outfield. And they would fill out the rest of the team with the remaining money, having a total of 10 players on their whole team, all getting a salary. But they wouldn't only play in Cincinnati. They started to tour, similar to the Harlem Globetrotters, playing in different locations every week or every day. But between 1869 and 1870, they were on a tear and really lived up to the best team that money could buy, as they had won 130 straight games without a defeat, until 1870, when the Athletic Club of Brooklyn beat them for the first time. That didn't stop them from continuing their terror, as they continued their winning streak after that, until they faced the Athletic Club of Brooklyn again the following year, when they were defeated for the second time. But unfortunately, their team could not last, as other teams were poaching them, as they were starting their own professional teams, and they continued to lose players. And they went on to move their own team to Boston, a precursor to the Boston Red Sox, a nod to their red socks that they wore. But new teams would pop up in Cincinnati, being called the Cincinnati Red Stockings, which led to the Cincinnati Reds, and they'd be a founding member of the American Association, a rival baseball league, which would lead them into Major League Baseball. Now, Harry Wright was part of the group that went to Boston, and he helped lead the Boston club while he was there, and helped usher the team into the major leagues. It would continue growing other baseball teams throughout the remainder of his life. Without the 1869 Red Stockings, who knows where Major League Baseball would be today, and all the professional sports that followed. Thank you for listening to today's Daily Sports History. If you enjoyed it, go tell a friend, hey, listen to this great show with me so we can be great sports historians together. And come back tomorrow for more Daily Sports History.